He is not going to be allowed to go return to his home. He has to go. The next place he goes to is going to be a nursing home because he's no longer capable of living independently.
Okay.
Yep. So he's in the hospital now, but he will not be allowed to go home. He will be released to some kind of nursing home, not to his crib.
Yeah, the last time I was there, it wasn't. It wasn't. You know.
It wasn't pretty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know because I know you're real close to them. So.
Do you know? You don't have his number at the hospital or anything? Not that they would let him talk to me.
No.
Yeah, I know. I mean, even like last time, I remember last Christmas, they had called me to talk him down from a jacket that I sent so he thought her jacket was his jacket or something. It was confusing and you know with the it was everybody was out of it. So I sure hate that. I wonder is that what's well I don't guess you would know what's on her mind if she thinking she gonna be visiting him every day or anything.
Can you believe that foolishness?
Yeah, I do believe it. Matter of fact, several Christmases ago, it might have been a long time, it might have been 5 years ago, he had called me and he said he wanted to send me something for Christmas. I was like, no. So he kind of insisted, right? But his middleman, this is between me and you, his middleman was. So I'm like, if he called himself sending me some money for Christmas, it's probably gonna be in excess of $1,000. And if she's the middleman, I ain't gonna never see it. And I don't really try. You know, I've heard of her doing time for fraud or some shit like that. I don't remember, but I know she been, you know. So I said, oh, okay. And I said, well. I was like, okay. And he put her on the phone or whatever. And so he was like, isn't it some kind of way? So she must have told him. He sounded coached. You know, I know my uncle. And she said, he was like, isn't there some kind of way you can send? I was like, oh, well, why don't I give you? So I was going to give him, I think it was PayPal. It was something I was okay giving out that they couldn't like hack. You know what I mean? I wouldn't give him, he was asking for like the account number so they could put money in your, you know what I mean? When like with, and I wasn't going to do that. She was not, that little girl was not going to have my financial data, right? So I said, okay. I was like, well, okay. I was like, well, just have her let me know whenever she's gonna send it, and then I'll give her that the PayPal account number. He was like, okay, right? So I was like, just have her call me, and I'll just give it to her. So I didn't ever hear from her, right? And so when every time I talked to them after that, I didn't hear anything else about it. So I just prepared my mind that there's a possibility that she told them that she sent it, and I didn't even so you know I didn't even say thank you or anything like that. You know what I mean? I think that they wouldn't think that of me. Like they would know better than that. They would just probably go along with it, not to let her know, bitch. That ain't what she do. Yeah. But I feel like I never saw that money, and I never heard anything else about it. But I also didn't ever give my information, so whatever happened, it had nothing to do.
I'm pretty sure he know how shady this girl is.
Yeah.
So
I could see that. That actually.
Mama could go get a jug of milk, and they be trying to give her $500.
Yeah. I get it. Cause I never trust her, and I just automatically assume that, you know, it would be left to her because everybody knows she's dealing with her own stroke.
Mom say, like, mentally she gone. She be going outside talking to herself, cussing herself out. Cause I said, who's she talking to? She said, ain't nobody out there. She just be talking to somebody that she swear is trying to take her man away from. And she said her husband been dead for 10 years.
Seems to me to be very aware of her mental instability, and I'm very proud of her. I never seen anybody who would struggle with something like that was aware of it. So when I talked to her, I was very proud of her. Like I said, I've never seen anybody so aware of it, and she was, you know, she could even admit that, you know, it's a struggle for her. And I've never seen anybody like that. So I had a lot of compassion for her in that, but I also knew that, and she understands that it doesn't leave her in a mental capacity to be able to handle finances or something like that. So I knew in my mind that was the only alternative, but it really is good news to hear you say that it got transferred. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, they finally got that done. Every time I talk to her, I'm like, Mama, I know you don't like to get anybody business, but you the only one. I told her she the onlyest one who can get through to them.
Yeah.
She the only one.
Yeah.
And so finally, I think Mama kept handling it. Every time I reminded Mama, I think Mama turned around and reminded me.
Well, I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
I'm super glad. Okay.
Ooh, and when they die, I can't wait because they're going to be in for a rude awakening because everything.
Yeah. I don't really care.
She been waiting on them to die for a minute.
I don't really care. I just how she feels because of the type of person she is. But I hope that she's not unstable enough to retaliate like a childish person would.
Oh, she is silly.
I know she's silly. I just hope she don't retaliate in a childish way that hurts the family.
Yeah.
So but whatever. She chose a life, so she really could have had could have had everything, but she made that choice. You know what I'm saying? Like most other of the young people in people's lives that make that choice.
Yeah, Mama said that the girl that wrecked like 6 cars.
Yeah, I never knew much about her. I just knew she was scandalous and couldn't be trusted. And even the conversation that I had with her directly, you know me, I'll have a general conversation with somebody and they don't know I be done pulled 100 million cards on their character in a 5-minute conversation. So I had a brief conversation with her and I already knew she couldn't be trusted because I was asking her what she dating or whatever. She told me she was dating, and then I asked her what she was studying in college, which I didn't believe the whole conversation because she was telling me she was going into political science and she had neck tattoos.
Oh Lord, she told me she was going into nursing. Oh, she's just a liar.
No, wait a minute, that don't mean she was lying about going into nursing. I'm talking like 10, 15, 20 years ago. So anything could have changed. She could have been going into nursing, but all I'm saying is, I just don't see you majoring in political science with neck tats on. That's just not a field in this country. And that don't mean you're not capable of it or that you even have the intelligence to do it.
Yeah,
but in this...
it doesn't appear that you're serious about that.
But in this country, the job path that goes along the political science realms is not going to let you in, no matter how brilliant you are, with a neck full of tattoos. It just ain't going to work out. Oh, I'm at an Ivy League college. I'm going to be this, but I got, gang tats on my eyelids, brilliant. You could be brilliant. It's just not in this country. It ain't gonna work out.
Right.
So I was like, I was just, I was just watching her look me dead ass in my eyeball and lie. I was like, oh, good, man. I was like, I don't know if I would have been smart enough to go that route. Good for you, man. You're brilliant. You must have a very sharp young man in your life. Yeah, I just let people, I'm middle age. I'm the auntie now. I'm gonna let everybody tell all the lies they want, cause they ain't heard that you taking yourself down that road. And don't be looking at me when you come in for support and my eyebrows go up to the ceiling, cause I'm gonna be like, what?
Not the whole ceiling.
I'm gonna say what now?
What you say?
You know you had a choice, right? You know you had a choice, right? But you woke up and chose. Oh, okay. Now, I'm so bad with it now. I get mad at me because he'll ask me something. I'll tell him the answer. He'll be like, "Are you sure?" And so I'll be like, "Nope, nope." Because you didn't want to believe me. I'm not bending over backwards to change nobody's mind. If you ask me something you think I know about, and I encourage people to go do double check and make sure it's right. I ain't trying to say don't double check. I'm just saying when I tell you, you say no. I'm gonna be like, okay, man, probably not then. You know what I mean? Who is that on the screen right there? Oh, that's Halle Berry. No, that ain't Halle Berry. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's Michelle Obama. It's whoever you thought it was. That's who it is.
Whoever.
Like, why did you ask me? Did you think I did? Since you already knew I didn't know for real? Why did you even ask? But child, I hate that. I'm gonna miss them so much. But I miss everybody now. The way the world is. But it's so hurtful, and I just gotta bury my head and find. I've seen you do it a couple of times. Find laughter in a situation, cause what else? Laughing to keep from crying is a real thing.
Right.
That's a mechanism like a mug right now.
You still laughing through your pain.
Girl. Yep. It's the second best medicine. Oh, I hate my uncle is. And my aunt, she gonna have. That's gonna be like you said. It's gonna be a culture shock for her, just in general. That's what anybody.
She like Mama said. Mama's right. Like she loves his dirty drawers, regardless of everything that's happened over here. And if he got a mind, I promise you, she gonna be right behind him because she don't. I mean, she tired of living anyway because she's always in pain. She gotta take all these daggum drugs to survive, and she's never able to be coherent. So there's no way to live. That's not a good quality of life. She even told Mama she's tired. She's tired.
Then she really tired.
Mama's always trying to get her to go take a walk, and then just get up out the bed, walk around the house. All she want to do is lay in the bed all day. Well, and Mama told her every day she get up. She's like, I heard every day that I get up. But she says once she gets up and gets to moving around, She feels better.
Yeah, that's what all old people experience that. That's why they tell you just moving is vital once you middle age, right now after 40. You gotta start moving. And then, especially if you don't have a bunch of, which they did, but now they're, like physically incapacitated, that she need to pretend that she do have kids to run around behind still,
Right.
because that will keep you moving and bending and using different muscles that you're not accustomed to using.
Right. I mean, you don't have to be a full-on athlete, but just something as simple as getting up, getting dressed,
I know she's
that's gonna move some muscles, right?
Yeah, I know she's incoherent, but maybe I'll put a bug in her ear. Maybe she'll, maybe she'll catch it at a good moment. Who knows? Who knows? It's hard out there. I
hope. I hope this is a dream of mine. My dream is all of a sudden, Mama and Auntie be in these streets living their best life for the first time in their life.
Girl, I did a whole speech about widows and how it's never too late. Just because,
really?
Yeah, just for the whole experiences of watching. And I'm not even talking about a new relationship after you lose them.
No. I'm just saying, just hang around, go shopping. Even if you don't spend any money, walk around the mall, look at people. I don't know.
That's what I thought you were talking about. I was just telling you that my talk wasn't even about necessarily relationships when I was talking about it's never too late. So I was just referring to what I was talking about. And I was just, because I've been watching, was who I'm still mind blown about, because I thought she was at I look at once you get a certain age, it's too late for certain things when it's a part of your personality. But listen, 360. So I was thinking about that. And then I was thinking about Eric's mom, and then I was thinking about, matter of fact, girl, ooh, she would have you howling right now. You and her would get along real good right now, because she said, because I have good conversations with her when it's just me and great conversation. With just me and his mom, great conversation, because they can let their hair down and be themselves. Like, they even cuss when they talking to me, and I know that they feel free to do that. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is what she told me Sunday. She's like, yeah, he said, because she it was Father's Day, so she was reminiscing, and she was kind of getting some things off her chest. But I made her laugh. I did like what you do for Mama. I call her crybaby. So she just laughed so hard. That fixed like her whole, that made her feel good about going through her memories. And I was like, oh, look at you, crybaby. You miss your man. So she was just laughing. And then she said, she was talking about how he was like, I just don't want to leave you or whatever. She's like, I didn't tell him. She's like, and I didn't tell him. But see, I know they can talk to me. They comfortable. And that's what I'm on this earth for people to be able to, be themselves when they can't nowhere else. So he said, well, I don't want to leave you, out here by yourself. And so she looked at me. She's like, I ain't tell him. She said, well, I ain't want to go with him. I was like, yeah, I'll meet you there when it's my turn. She's like, and when it's my turn, okay. But she's like, but I ain't trying to go with you right now. I was cracking up, because if I wasn't in their life, wouldn't nobody feel comfortable saying, just like, something like when you said, oh, I can't wait. I know that means you can't wait till they die. You know what I mean? But people can't just say what they feel without people judging. Yeah, and running with it and doing, it's just, but can't nobody help it. Everybody, colonized to think certain ways. So, but she had me cracking up, and I was glad that she was able to have me cracking up like that. So yeah, I'm really gonna pray for them, and I'm gonna pick up the phone. I hope I don't regret it. You know how sometimes you don't want to get nothing started. So, oh man, I feel really bad, and my heart really goes out to, especially after having talked to them, to look in her eyes and see, like, wow, she recognizes her struggle. And even it seemed like in retrospect, Uncle, the last time I talked to him coherently, I remember he was saying how, he said in retrospect, if we would have looked at it, paid attention to it, but I don't think they didn't pay attention. They're very, very attentive. But I understand what he was saying. He's like basically Ben had that problem, and it just continued to evolve, and now just till she had to get therapy and medication, and it got out of hand. So I guess if you consider that she was an actual literal crack baby, that we kind of don't think about that, but things are genetic. You know what I mean? So things happen. So it could have been something that was dormant in her mental wellness, that was just laying dormant until a trauma, like a loss of your husband, and then lay dormant, and that be the thing that send you across. So, but Thank you for letting me know, because you my link to information.
Yeah. I let you know. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent. Okay?
You know how Daddy? Do you know how Daddy's feeling about it?
Mama has not told Daddy, which makes sense.
Okay.
Mama know how to manage all of these relationships and these situations.
I know. That's why I was just wondering. Okay, that's good.
Nah, she hadn't mentioned it,
Okay.
which I think is the right thing to do.
It is. I agree on that one.
And she'll tell him when her gut will tell her when to tell him.
Yeah. And
her gut, whatever her gut says.
Yeah. Yeah, because she don't need that. He may be okay. He may understand, but he may want to go and try to visit him. And hospitals ain't playing them games no more. You know, they make people die. They make people go down here by themselves. Sometimes they hurry them out, to tell the truth. So, especially.
And one minute he's straight, and next minute he's not. So she.
I hope they do right by him and keep him comfortable while he's in the hospital, though, because them people been playing games. I know. So that's interesting that you said that, because he got an aunt that right now she has to go to. Well, she was living in a place, but she has to move to go to a different place, and that's always nerve-wracking, because if you can get in, they was laughing talking about how one time his daddy had went to visit her, and he said didn't she had went to the hospital, so he said, didn't you say something about them people, something, but she was complaining about in the home, and she was like, no, I didn't say that. So everybody's laughing, because like, she don't want to get abused. She'd be like, no, I ain't complaining about nothing. She was having no complaints. That wasn't me. I didn't say that. Don't want no problems. I see how they do people. I'm good. So, but yeah. Whew. Life is something.
Life is indeed something.
How did procedure go? What kind of cancer did she have? Older than him?
I think she may be around 38 now.
Okay. So she a little young.
40, somewhere in there.
She a little younger than him?
A little younger, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm glad he's okay, and I hope he prioritizes his wellness so that he can keep it at bay. Come here, you little chicken pox. I'm like, bro, and I'm like, what's wrong? Like, is it pain? He's like, no, it itches. I'm like, you better be glad you just got a few itches. You know why it itches? Because it's a mosquito bite. And that's what they do. They itch. I know it. He'll be glad to hear it. He love him. He'll be so happy when he hear from you. When he been heard from you, when he come home, I'll be like, what? I was like, he done talk to whether it's his family or mine. He done talk to somebody. Skipping. Who you heard from? And then sometimes I know he'll ask me, you heard from such and such? Like, no. I think it make him feel even better. Be like, oh, okay, it was just me.